I can find some.
Okay, because in the past, there's been an echo unless they have headphones.
All right. We're just talking. We're doing stuff behind the scenes over here. Thank you for tuning in on another fantastic episode of the Luxurious Lounge.
Still getting ready. Still talking.
So it appears I need to upgrade my internet just because I'm streaming right now on Pump Fun, streaming back on X, and also streaming on YouTube in 4K.
And hopefully everything will be tidy-whitey and hold on, but, learning curve. Mm-hmm. So we have a very exciting guest today.
Mm-hmm. We've actually been working for a while. We're all busy, and we've been working for a while to try to get him on the show. And happy to say, cheers
to
got TOUCHGRASS.
TOUCHGRASS.
When was the last time you touched grass?
I can't remember because it's the desert and we don't have grass.
I know. And here we go. Oh. Wait, give me 1 second.
He's almost here.
I forgot I gotta add you to the feed. Technical difficulties. There we go. Main guest.
Nice.
Pop you in right here.
We're so close, fam.
Boom. Now give it 1 second. Should pop in there. And 3, 2, come on now.
We're so close. One of these days.
Copy link. Main guest.
We really need to start like a half an hour before, but
You guys got a killer setup, I gotta say.
Thank you.
Appreciate that.
It just takes a minute to get things rolling.
Come on. Copy link.
I wish I could help. It's so hard when I'm not techie.
Did it go in? Nope.
Okay, well, I'll talk to the viewers while you do the tech stuff. So, do you mind sharing your real name, TOUCHGRASS? Is he able to hear us?
Of course, yeah. My name is Sean. I am Doxed. I rather honestly go by Sean than TOUCHGRASS because I think that just better represents me as a person versus TOUCHGRASS. So yeah, my name is Sean. Feel free to call me that.
Awesome. All right, very cool. Now, Sean, I heard I've been hopping in and out of spaces trying to listen to you, and I have very bad tech problems. Like this is the theme of this month for some reason.
Yeah.
And so I only heard a few things, but you've been in your project for over a year now.
Oh my gosh, finally.
Okay, we got you. We got you on the.
Hey, I see myself.
There you go. Yay.
Wow.
Woohoo.
Okay. Now let's go.
So you've been in this project for about a year, I heard. Did I hear that correctly, or was that another project? Oh, this delay is going to kill me.
Yep. So we've been in the space since July 1st, 2025, which sounds like forever ago, but just a little bit over a year.
Wow.
Nice. Okay.
That's an eternity in crypto time. That's like 5 years.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, it feels like it's been forever here in the space, I have to say, but it's been its ups and downs. But when you're really trying to build something out here, you gotta roll with the punches.
So let me ask. Everybody knows the saying, so it's very smart of you to use this. But TOUCHGRASS, right? TOUCHGRASS is such a grounding new, like I think like 2020, maybe 2021 term. So what does it actually mean to you beyond the meme?
Yeah, so for me, a little bit about my background. So have a psychology degree. That's something I've always been interested in, and I really feel I was put here to help people. And one thing I specifically had a lot of interest in when I was in school was rehabilitation for veterans. And
Oh.
like I said, I just feel like I always had this calling to be here to help people. And I've been in the crypto space since about 2020, and I love crypto. I think there's so much opportunity here. So combining my personal life experiences, my career experiences, and my love for crypto, it just made sense. And then one day it just came together, and it was like touch grass. And we've rebranded since we initially came out, but it just all came together and it made sense. And it was something I could relate to. And I think that something long term, you're really wanting to build something, it has to be something that you can relate to. So I wanted to make it more than a phrase and kind of go against the grain and be somewhere like crypto Twitter telling people to touch grass, but actually do it, not just say it. So make it more than a meme, but make it a movement. And that's what we've been able to do so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, you hear that all the time. Go touch grass. Especially in crypto space. So like that's what made you think like, you know what, I want to make an app that actually gets people to actually do it, and proof of work, and like how does all that work for the normies out there?
Yeah, I love it. I love it. And I think that's where there's a lot of synergy. Of course, you all know about being normies, but I think that's for me is the opportunity here in the space is massive. And I think you're selling yourself short if you're only appealing to crypto Twitter and Web3. And that's so I want to build something bigger than that, a real brand, a real identity in the space. And I feel like TouchGrass is that narrative that's able to really bridge that gap between Web 2 and Web 3. So we built the Proof of Grass app. So it's proofofgrass.app. And that's actually only 2 or 3 months old. So that's something that's
Oh.
recently come around. And it's funny, we were in a community space the other day, and we've done these different things that are similar to proof of grass, but just never was the full application. It was, hey, we used to call it bear market therapy. So when it was a lot
Mm.
of red in the charts, we were like, hey, go outside, take a picture of you outside, write touch grass on a piece of paper, and we're going to send out rewards to everyone who does it. So that's how it really started off. And then we actually really started building. I got back into coding and things, and we built an app now that is pretty extensive, that has all these different things that people can do, that incentivizes people to go outside and touch grass. And we get a lot of great content. We get people taking pictures of flowers, animals,
Mm.
skies, all kinds of stuff. And I just feel that's something that can appeal to any audiences. And we have people DM us all the time, nature photographers, fitness influencers that are interested in what we're building. So we just wanted to build something that was more than just saying, right? Once again, that movement. And now we have proof of grass that's actually able to show people that, hey, there's rewards for actually getting outside and touching grass. And it's cool to be able to see people start to build these habits. We have people who are 100+ days in. So they've been using the app for 100, 110,
Uh,
115 days. So they're dedicated to it. And it's just cool to see that transformation of people, it being like, oh, okay, I'm doing this for rewards. And then that transition into, hey, I'm doing this to save my streak, and I actually like going outside. So it's cool to see that transition and what we've been able to build with Proof of Grass.
Nice. So, were you a kid that was into computers? You look younger, so I have a feeling you may have not had a phone in your hand when you were born, like some kids out there now, like the true young degens. But
Yeah,
were
I
you
mean,
climbing trees or were you a
yeah.
tech kid? Oh shoot, he's frozen.
the feed, the feed be feeding.
Yeah, for me, so yeah, I definitely grew up in the 90s. I grew up in the 90s, so I feel like I was that in between kind of generation to where I had the experience of not having phones and what it was like to ride bikes around the neighborhood with the friends and meet at the big green transformer, and that was the hangout spot. And then also seeing this transition into technology and AI and the phones and these different things. So I feel like I really got a good balance of both of those. And for me, I'm seeing that shift. And sometimes I feel old in my mindset because I'm really a guy that's like back to basics, like what's really important in life. And I think as we progress, all this AI and stuff is amazing, right? It allows us to build these amazing tools and these projects and things that we have, but it kind of just it dampens the experience, I feel like, and we've got distance from really what's out there and what's beautiful, and just making sure that we're where we need to be mentally. And I've always been that kind of person. I don't watch a lot of TV. I like going outside. I like being in the gym. I played sports growing up, so that's really just always been my lifestyle, is making sure my head's where it needs to be, and that I'm physically fit, and taking care of my body. So I'm just trying to build something that's going to promote that to other people, and back to basics movement kind of thing.
We definitely need it. This world is getting way too digital for my comfort. I think there's so much value in this concept alone, and to tokenize it and make it something that adds different value. What gave you that idea, and are you part of a team, or is it your baby and you're yours alone, or because I know you have a community?
Big one.
But yeah, so how did that all go about, bringing other people in?
Yeah. Yeah, so it really was an interesting story of how we kicked it off. So really, it's one of those things, and I give all my blessings to God, and it really was one of those things to where I just felt like I woke up one morning and was like, this I want to build something different. I've been in this space since 2020, and I've been a part of CTOs, and I've been a part of marketing teams and all these different things. I actually was a content creator on YouTube, so I have videos and setups and all these different things that I used to do. And I got to the point where I was like, I'm ready to create something of my own, and it just came together at the right time. And when we got this kicked off initially, it was just me, but I reached out to friends, family, local community members, neighbors, of really pitching this like a startup business. So like, hey, this is something we want to build. I know you probably don't understand crypto at all, but just trust in me, right? And that's what we've been able to do. So what started off as just me has expanded into a team of 3 people. And I really handle a lot of the development, as well as being in spaces and kind of being that front person when it comes to social media. But when we go to events and some of our IRL things that we do have other team members that accompany me with those things at those events, and help out on that side of it. So yeah, it's definitely something I don't do by myself. There's no way I could do it by myself.
Mhm.
We have like a support team as well, which one of those individuals helps with, since we have proof of grass now that has 100+ users. There's just no way I can manage all that by myself. So we have a team of 3 who really balances out that workload, but I do a lot of the development, as well as just the speaking and things in spaces that are more related to outreach.
Okay. So is there more to it than just the tokenomics of it and then the touch or proof of grass? Is there?
Oh yeah.
Okay, why don't you elaborate on that?
Yeah. Yeah, so when we initially kicked off, we launched the token, and we were just a token like a lot of people, right? We started off there, and it was one of those things. I always believe in trusting the process, right? You're not going to know exactly what you're going to want to do on day one, which you might think that you do, but I can guarantee you a year or two in, something's going to change on that roadmap. So we launched with just the token at first, and that's all it was, hey, we're just another token in a space built around the TOUCHGRASS meme. But then we launched multiple NFT collections. So we launched our first one called the Grass Touchers, which is on Solana, and that was on Launch My NFT. And for those specifically, a portion of the proceeds, and this is just something that came up, right? As me growing up as an athlete and just being in my local community, I see a need for additional resources in my community. So I was like, okay, well, how can we build that into TOUCHGRASS? So what we started doing is taking a portion of mint proceeds and actually collecting that in a charity wallet, and then
Oh.
off ramping that, and then collecting that to be able to buy sporting equipment for kids. So, for example, an event that we would do would be go to a local recreation center, set up a table, and then the kids that are walking by to say, hey,
Mhm.
you know, we're passing out water bottles. If we can see that they maybe have like some worn equipment or something like that, we're like, hey, here's a new basketball. Hey, here's a new glove, whatever it may be, of just being able to provide resources to kids, because that's my main focus is, you know, for us, we're somewhat stuck in our ways as we get
Mhm.
older, right? We can make improvements and change our lifestyles and things like that, but for me is the focus on the future, and the kids that need it the most nowadays that seem to come out the womb with a tablet is
Mhm.
like, okay, how can we get them the resources they need to be involved in team sports? Because that's so important. Team sports teaches so many different life lessons that I feel like a lot of adults today lack, right? How to take a loss and bounce back, how to be resilient,
Oh,
how
yeah.
to hear no, how to be coached, how to take feedback, how to be social, how to set goals for yourself, and how to continue to push to achieve those things. Like all these things that come from team sports, and so important as a young child develops. And studied child psychology, so this is something I've definitely studied a lot. But that's really what it's about, is one, getting people outside, getting people more active, getting people away from the screens. Just let yourself decompress for a little bit. Go take that walk, whatever it is. You know, go find that quiet time for your brain to just kind of turn off for a little bit and get away from the screens. And then we take it that step further. It's like, okay, how can we do that as well? But for the kids. So we make sure that kids have the resources they need. So actually, a large portion of our creator fees from our token go towards that same mission. So creator
Wow.
fees as well as mint proceeds go towards buying sporting equipment for kids. And then we're also working to be able to cover registration fees for kids who maybe have to miss that season because their parents don't have the money. Maybe they're a single family house or a single parent household. So we like to step in and be able to bridge that gap so kids have the resources they need to actually get out there and touch grass. And that's how I've always been, is I feel like if what you do unto others is done upon you. And I've just always been a person, once again, that's a caretaker, likes to take care of people. And just kids nowadays, this generation just needs it more than ever.
Yeah.
Amen to
Amen.
that. Wow.
Even some adults too.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Hey, yeah. Being on CT, you see it quite a bit.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's why I love using that phrase, man. Touch grass. I can use it all the time.
Hmm.
So is the youth sports and all the recreational things that you bless them with, is that local, or have you expanded past your community right there where you live, or
Good
how
job.
big do you
That
did you
was what
get
I
to
was gonna ask.
get?
I'm like,
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
would they tap into that?
Yeah, so really what our goal here is start local, of course, because I think that's where you start your impact. Is okay, let me affect my local communities in a positive way. And I think once you have a proof of concept, because the big thing too is with these things is, for example, we're looking to work with our local cities. So I live in Tampa. I'm more than willing to say that.
Oh,
So we're
okay.
looking to work with the city of Tampa and their recreation department to see how we can get integrated with their programs. So we're more so not just, hey, going to local centers, but we're more so wide scale on what we're doing. So that's where we want to start. But I say this all the time to the community is, hey, this isn't something that just needs to be local. This is something that can be done in your town, your city, your state, your country. So this is something that we want to grow into, so where we have ambassadors in different countries. And that's the amazing thing about Proof of Grass, is you're actually able to see if people, allow this information to be shared. You can actually see where people are posting their proof from. So we have people in Europe, people in Africa, people in the United States, people in Australia that are posting Proof of Grass. And those are the people that we look for. It's like, hey, we noticed you're in Australia. Is there an opportunity for us to get integrated with something in your local area so that we can continue to grow the movement and just get more people to know about Touch Grass? So right now it's local, but this is really something that we want to grow into an international movement. And that's the beauty of Touch Grass. It doesn't need to be explained, right? People know it, they hear it, people think it's a joke. But then when we come and we make an impact and really explain what it is, then it's like, oh, okay, this is something I can actually get behind.
Wow. So when you thought of this concept, was it kind of a brainchild of all the things? Did you, growing up as a kid, just were you in sports? Were you, because I know you studied child psychology, or you have that background. What made you want to like bring it all together?
Yeah. So for me, I grew up playing sports. I mean, I love sports. I played basketball, I played football, soccer. I did a lot of swimming. Started playing sports probably around 4 or 5 years old, and continue that journey all the way up until, college levels. So for me,
Wow.
I just knew that that's something that's important to me. I'm big about going to the gym, taking care of your body. And that's just something I think is so important for people to learn about, because that's also an issue that we have in today's world, is just
Yeah.
overall health. So it's like, how can we educate people about that as well? And I've always been into sports, into athletics. And for me, I didn't always have the best surroundings growing up. And I know that sports was an escape for a lot of people.
Mm.
And I also saw a lot of situations where people just didn't have what they needed to play sports, right? There was the kid that had the beat up cleats, or the glove that just barely could hold on to the ball, right? And I just think that there's no child that deserves that or should have lesser than others. In those situations, because right, a kid can't go get a job and be like, let me go get a new glove. They can't
Yeah.
do anything about that. So it's always just something that's hit home to me, and it's something I still see locally, is kids out on the corner and they're selling candy bars or water or whatever to try to raise money for their sports program. So
Yeah.
it all just came together, just like you said, like a brainchild is like, okay, I want to help people. I love crypto. I'm into sports, athletics, mental health, all these things. And it just came together. And it's just really snowballing to this point, to where we have more and more people getting interested, big people reaching out to us in DMs, collaborations that are really starting to happen. And we're just 1 year in, and it's just exciting to see this all come together and it be something that I feel can positively represent the crypto community. Because for me, when we're having these interactions with our local recreation centers and things like that, these people don't really know anything about crypto, right? But if their first experience with crypto is a project coming in and helping them financially and giving them the resources they need to continue doing what they're doing, they're going to be more interested. They're going to be more inclined to hear what it is you're building. And if we even can change that one person perception about what crypto is, and get them to think that, okay, well, everybody else tells me that Bitcoin's a scam, but here's this guy with TouchGrass who's actually helping us out and making a difference, right? That's the change that we can make. And that's what I want to be able to do.
I love that. Wow. That's a whole new take on what I've experienced already in crypto, because my experience thus far has been a little good, a little bad. A lot of people using it as gambling and referring to, crypto is gambling and they have issues and
Hmm.
it's all this like dark side of it. And I'm kind of like, all right.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes the more I learn, the more I want to just go hide or to go touch grass, But hearing this take and how it can be used for something, outside of the digital world is brilliant, and I can get behind this 100%. I'm thrilled that you've managed to make it all work. Vet does the help for vets and
Yep.
all
Yep.
the projects that we've had on here. I love to hear how it's helping the real world, and this is just like brilliant. So if I were to give you $100 million tomorrow, would you build faster or would you build differently?
I would say we would build faster
Yeah.
because I feel like we have a roadmap of what we want to do.
Mm.
It's just more so the funding and everything to get there, right? You got to have money to be able to do these things. And ideally, I think that the beautiful thing with what we're doing is it also pulls on heartstrings. So I think of
Mm.
it like this is, hey, we're in our local communities making a difference. And with us being tied into sports, what's to say that the local all-star football player, all-star basketball player, all-star baseball player of the local team doesn't pick up on this, right? For me personally, I look to reach out to these major sports teams. So I think of Tampa, I think of the Tampa Bucks, the Rays,
Mm-hmm.
Orlando Magic, some of these teams, right? When they see things like this, like they want to give back to their communities anyways. So think about that as a community here, Web3, crypto, which is going to be a little bit risky for them, right? They would have to understand it. But that's
Yeah.
where we're starting to build up that proof of concept is like, hey, we're not just coming to you first. We're already working with this local recreation center. We're already working with the city. So they're going to be more interested in what we're doing. So think about that. Like the all-star quarterback of your local football team is sponsoring Touchgrass. It's like, hey, I endorse this message. This is something
Mm.
great. That's huge. What if you're in the local newspaper or you're on the news channel about the contributions and difference you're making? I think that's really where the impact here is and the potential, and it's just all about getting that visibility about the amazing things that we're doing. And I think $100 million, we would definitely be able to get that visibility and make a huge impact with that. That's a lot of baseballs and basketballs.
Yeah.
It really is. That's a lot of lives saved because these kids are just like robots. They need to get
I
outside.
know. I have a little brother, and that's one thing that does kind of just bother me sometimes is I sit
Hmm.
there and talk to him, and I'll sit there and say 10 minutes worth of stuff, just giving it to him, like, hey, like this is what I would do, blah 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 blah. And then he's just like, okay, yep, that sounds good. I'm like, that's all you gotta say. And honestly, internally, he's probably processing it,
He
but
is.
it's just kids nowadays just don't really know how to be social. They don't pick up on some of those social
Mm.
Mm.
cues and things. And I think that's where team
Yep.
sports, like get out of the house, get off the game, get off the tablet, like go interact with other human beings. And
Yeah.
that's all we're trying to promote.
I love
Mhm.
it. It's like Wally coming true. I'm sorry. I know you want to say something. I can hear it.
I was just wanting to know, like, what type of, or what have you been able to do so far? Like, have you been able to do, like, 100 pairs of cleats or basketballs too? Like, have you actually been able to do anything yet?
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm glad that you said that because we actually have some content coming out. I would say within the next 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
My goal is to have it out by August 1st. So we have already some events and things that we've done, just really working on cutting up the content, editing everything, and making sure it's clean. But that's the amazing thing is not only do we have X, we have Instagram, TikTok,
Mm.
Kick,
Mm-hmm.
Twitch, YouTube. We have all of these already set up. The only ones that we're really active on right now is X. All the other ones we more so have set up just so that we can already have that in place, have the
Mm.
name, so there's not someone trying to take the name. But we're going to start putting all of that content, the contributions that we're making on all of those social media platforms. So we already have some stuff that's been done. So just working on cutting up the content, getting it out there. But yeah, we've already been able to buy basketballs. We've already been able to buy gloves. we've already been able to actually contribute money directly to some of these organizations. And I actually get some content as well, not only just us giving it to these people, but almost testimonials in a way, because that's how we set it up is, hey, we set the table up, they come through, you know, they see what we're doing, they're interested, and we're like, hey, well, this is what we're doing. If you just want to scan this QR code, this is going to have you sign off on a few things, and we're just going to ask a couple questions, and then, hey, this is here for you. And then that just allows us to be able to capture that content and actually show people what we're doing, because that's the last thing I want to do is try to create some kind of project that's supposedly a charity that's out here saving the whales, and then you never see the impact, right? We want to actually show people that we're making a difference with what we've done. So yeah, we have some stuff that we're going to be putting out over the next 2 weeks with some of the contributions we've already made.
Nice. We'll look out for that.
Is that going to be like on Instagram or on X or YouTube? Where was that?
Yeah, so initially we're probably gonna put that on all of our social media platforms, because I think that's a good way to kickstart, especially the ones that are more so short form content like YouTube Shorts and things like that. Kick and Twitch we still have to work through because that's live stream, of course. So we're working through that on the back end, but initially it's going to be YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and X are going to be the 4 that we're going to have content on.
Nice. Yeah, that'll definitely get some people excited, I believe, and look into it more, especially when you have that proof of work and the receipts. You know, that's like, oh, and I'm sure you probably have a ton of people just straight up ask you, well, like, how can I help? Like, what's for like the normies, like, how can they help? Is it support the token? Is it donations? Is it sharing? Like, what's the biggest bang for the buck to help grow the movement?
Yeah, and that's a question that we've definitely discussed as a team, because that's where it gets interesting when you have a token, because the last thing you want to do is like, hey, yeah, we gave you 10 basketballs, now go buy our token, right? That's kind of backwards. So it's one of those things to where when we make these contributions, we really try to get tied in with who we're making these contributions to, whether that's individual families, whether it's that specific organization. And what we start with first is education about crypto. Like, it's not, hey, we're trying to sell you something. It's like, hey, we're an online community, online crypto community, and this is the things that we have built, and this is how we're able to contribute these things. And then from there, I think it's just you have to tailor your approach to the audience and who's there in front of you, because there's going to be some people that are like, oh, okay, is this something that I can invest in? Or they're going to be like, hey, is there some way I can just donate? Or hey, is there some way that I can get you a deal on some bulk equipment from a local sports store? So I think it's really just dependent on who your audience is. And we just tailor our response to them based on what that is, because I think it's going to be different for who you're speaking with, because some people just aren't going to want to buy a token. But that's the cool thing about TOUCHGRASS is it doesn't have to always be about the token for us to be able to, you know, move up in market cap and some of these things. That's the beautiful part about it, is we have the IRL side of it, but also at our foundation and core, we are still a meme token. So we can still play into all those things that a meme token would, and still play, you know, with the big KOLs and whatever's hype right now. You know, we can touch grassify it, is a word that I've termed, but just do different things as well to push up market cap and do all that other stuff on the Web3 side, while still having options for people on the Web2 side to be able to contribute in a way, if they want to, that's not tied to the token, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. So I was going to say, in real life, this is like a touching project. I love it. But I have noticed that in Web3, people are very critical, and they'll come at you because there's a lot of, I mean, they're flexing. They're trying to poke holes in all the things. So has there ever been any hate come at you, and how did you kind of deal with that? Because it's such a happy project. I can't imagine anybody having criticism on it. But I've heard some spaces get wild on here.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, sorry about that. There's a little bit of delay. You can
It's
finish
okay.
what you're saying.
I'm done.
But yeah, I would say, for me, it is definitely a happy project. Our community knows we're all about protecting our energy in the community and keeping the vibes up. Now, that doesn't mean that someone can't have a bad day in our community,
Yeah.
but what that means is we definitely just protect the energy of the community. Like, this is something that's supposed to be positive. We're making a difference. And there's so many other projects that if you want the drama, you want the people yelling in spaces, like that is there. I promise. I can list out places that you can go right now if that's the entertainment that you're looking for. But we really are a community that is all about positive things.
Mhm.
And we even have our space on Spaces Media every Thursday. And we talk about mindset and motivation and these different things that's not just about charts and TA and alpha and this and that. We really do try to keep it balanced to where there is something that the community can take away from this. And I can say, the people that have really been locked in with us from the early days, I've seen that transformation of them not being in 20 different projects. They're in 2 different projects
Mm.
and they're focused on what they're building and really being consistent and being with good projects. That's the first thing we're about is you come into the community, like these are the standards of our community. And some people won't say this, but not everybody is supposed to be in your community. You're not
Mm-hmm.
supposed to just have it
That.
open for everybody. There's going to be
Hmm.
those people that come in and they want to cause drama and all this hoopla and do all these
Yeah.
things and like, oh, I don't touch grass. Who touches grass? I want to be on my screen for 20 hours. It's like, okay, well, we're not the project for you, and that's perfectly okay. But
Yeah.
I can say we honestly have some really great relationships in this space. I can't think of some project or anybody that really would have an issue with us with what we're building because we move one with transparency. I'm all about my face being out there. I've been to IRL events. I've shaked hands with people. I call people. I exchange personal numbers with people. Like, that's the way I work. I'm a businessman at the end of the day, and that's how I move with my project. I'm not a DJ. I used to be, but that's just not how I'm going to be when I'm running a project. That's just not how I do things. But we've honestly had a really good track record. There's been some times where there's been exploits with some third party applications. Like, we had staking set up really early on, and there was somehow a wallet that was exploited,
Oof.
and we actually were able to get refunded from that protocol. But there really hasn't been much because we cross our T's and dot our I's and make sure that everything is transparent. People know our wallets. They know we have 60% locked up. Like, there's nothing for us to hide. So I feel like when you're not trying to hide anything, there's not many people that come looking for you.
I was just gonna ask your tokenomics for the normies. How's what's you just said 60% locked up?
Yes. So our tokenomics, of course, we have a billion supply. So 60% is locked up. So that's in Jupiter. And then we've been on kind of like a burn rampage, and we've burned 19 million total. And we probably won't burn much more. I mean, really,
Mm-hmm.
nowadays, the main meta is supply control, right?
Yep.
Supply control, supply control, supply control.
Yep.
So what we're going to start doing is we're actually going to transition to more of a lock model, or we're
Mm.
just going to take those tokens and just start distributing those more to the community, which you already distribute a lot to the community. But from a tokenomic standpoint, 60% is locked up. And actually, more than that's locked up. Unfortunately, we had one of our early investors lose the seed phrase to his wallet that has
Oof.
a 2% bag in it. So that's
Permanently locked.
forever
Yeah.
gone. So
Mm-hmm.
we really have
Oh.
62% locked up. It happens, right? It happens. But around 60% locked up, 19 million has been burnt. And then we only have around 10% that's floating around on the market at this point. And we have really good holders. I think our chart shows us that. We had this recent run up about 60, 70, 80%. And we haven't dipped really back down much other than Solana coming down a little bit. So that just shows we have really good holders and people who are here for the long term.
Yeah, that was a pretty recent candle. That's pretty.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Up to, is that your all-time highs at 135 or looking at it here?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
So
Yeah.
before that pump, I think our all-time high was 127K.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
yeah, we broke the all-time high with that one. I think we went to 135, 136. And then
Yeah.
we've had this little bit of a retracement with some people taking profit as they should. That's the last thing
Right.
I do is sell shame people. Take your profits if you want
Yeah.
to. It really, I
Yeah.
mean, for me, I see TOUCHGRASS being $100 million market cap. So if people want to sell out at 100K, then so be it. It is what
Right.
it is. But yeah, we had that little retracement down, and we have some positive momentum, and we have some things built up, some different events and things that we're attending that, you know, if we win those events, there's going to be a good amount of capital coming in to our project. So I try to remind the community, I'm like, hey, you guys can sell if you want to. I'm not going to shame you on that, but just understand, if you read in between the lines and you see all the things that we're doing as a project, like, this isn't the top. And I think that it's going to be something that moves relatively soon, like within the next week or so. So
just the fact that you're here a year later for the degens should be like, wow, okay, like, you know, most projects don't even last 48 hours, let alone a year, and you're just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So it's like, I see it all the time, you know, in our stuff where they clip out the chart, then they go chase something, and then they come, then that rugs them, and then now they come back and they're like, damn, I gotta buy higher. It's like, you should have just taken a little bit of profit, you know, chase your shiny thing, and then come back, you know. But
yeah, I love projects like this because
it's that main rule.
Yeah. Oh, go
I
ahead.
was saying, that main rule is you never take from your conviction bags to go into the new shiny object, right? That's something that's always preached, is it just doesn't make sense. And I see it all the time. I saw that recently with Anselm, and, you know, Anselm did some crazy numbers. I'm not gonna, you know, say anything about that. But the thing is, it's like, okay, you're getting into something that's way up at this point, and you're getting out of something that still has that 100x, 1000x, whatever the potential could be, to get into something, and then it goes down 20%, then you sell, then you try to buy back. It's just this vicious process, and I used to do that too, but you just have to learn through experience. That's just not the way to move in the space. That's not how you make money. It's not how you generate wealth. You have to be patient, and that's what's played out for me. I mean, look, Normie is a great example, right? I've been keeping an eye on Normie since you first popped into space with Mr. Casket in that space. I remember you coming in there and talking about what you were building, and with the beard business and everything. And I know you had your ups and downs, and I mean, look at you now. So it's just proof in the pudding for me, is when I see other projects do that, and I see it all the time. It's just about patience and really knowing which switches to hit at certain times is really what it's about. Is just timing and understanding when things need to happen, and just being patient in the space. People try to make that 100x, 1000x in the one day, but that's just not realistic. Those are people that get lucky.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
Literally slot machines. Ching, 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 you're like, oh, I got one of 50. Yeah.
Well, I love the real world application of this beyond crypto. If crypto were to not exist, this is something I could definitely like get my heart and soul behind. And you know, I'm feeling if crypto didn't exist, this would fly as a concept. So what's your 5-year goal? I mean, obviously staying with crypto, where do you see yourself, the project, in 5 years?
Yeah, and I love this question. We're actually on a space started last week, and it's with a group of more so investment minded individuals. So they're not here in this space to do the gambling, right? They're here for the long term and investments, and this is one of the questions that they ask. And for me, when I look at what I want TOUCHGRASS to be, the 3 metrics I look at is, 1, how many kids were we able to positively impact this year? And then the second one would be is Obviously, with Proof of Grass, that's continuing to grow. We've grown almost like our user base by 200% within the past 2 weeks. That's amazing.
Wow.
So with Proof of Grass is okay. How many users can we have using Proof of Grass on a daily basis? Because really, the proof and the pudding behind Proof of Grass is we've made TouchGrass the currency for that platform. So, for
Mm.
example, as these people are building up their streaks, we built in something called a shield, right? Because the next thing you have to think of is okay, what happens when someone is in a situation in which their streak might reset, right? So we developed a shield. So now what you can do is you can spin touchgrass, buy a shield, and prevent your streak from resetting. Because
Mm.
we've looked at different things like Duolingo and some of these streak-based things. And that's the last thing someone wants to do is build a 100-day streak, 200-day streak, and then it go back to zero, right? They're almost willing to do anything at that point.
Hmm.
I get it.
Yeah.
I'm the same way. I don't like that number being back at zero. So we've actually made TouchGrass be the token that is required to do all these different things in Proof of Grass. So just think about what that looks like when Proof of Grass hits 1,000 users, 5,000 users, that people are having to use TouchGrass, taking it out of circulation to be able to do these things within the platform. And now it's not even really crypto for them because once again, I think of apps like Duolingo. People go in there just for the streaks and they're willing to pay, the extra money or whatever they need to get the cosmetics and the extra stuff. So that's what we're really building out with Proof of Grass. And when I look at the 5-year plan, I'm like, okay, how many people can we have in Proof of Grass? So ideally, I would say in 5 years, man, that's a long time. I would say in 5 years, a minimum of 10,000 users in Proof of Grass. I would also like to say that we have made in 5 years, I would say, probably over 10,000 contributions or at least 10,000 individual lives impacted. So, I mean, there's so many different ways that we can make that wide scale as well. So that number could easily fly up. And then I would say from a market cap standpoint, because it is important, like we have a token, we have to make sure we maintain value there as well.
Mm.
So I would say in 5 years, I would love to see us at 100 million plus market
Yeah.
cap, easy. I mean, especially
Easy.
if we hit a bull run, which I
Yeah.
hope so within the next 5 years, we hit a bull run. I think that's gonna be easily achievable.
Yeah.
Not to mention too, the more people you got, 1,000 people all posting pictures, all touching grass, and then
Exactly.
it's, you get one video or one clip that goes viral and then it's game over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's the beautiful thing about Proof of Grass. Every single user who's posting on a daily basis is also posting the ticker, hashtag touchgrass,
Mm.
hashtag proof of grass, as well as the web link to the website. So if we have 100 people like we do now, 120, 130 people posting that every single day, that is killing the SEO and the analytics game because we're out there. Like if you look at hashtag touchgrass on X, we own that. That's
Yep.
dominated by us. You're going to just see our posts. So someone who's posting there is just randomly, not even in crypto, hashtag touchgrass, and they see that. They're like, whoa, what is this? And maybe that's something they get involved with. Maybe it's something they don't, but that's just the power of it. So think of that on a 10x scale. You have 1,000 users doing that every single day, and that's just X, right? We recently integrated Instagram. So what does it look like when we have Instagram reach as well? We have TikTok reach as well. Like that's just gonna just make it blow up.
That-
So I'm excited for it, and it's grown honestly a lot faster than I expected. And we're just continuing to build behind it and put new stuff out to make it fun.
That's going to be like an infinite media, it's like having a machine that's printing all these beautiful places and, like rather than having to tell somebody, hey, go here and take a picture of that and tag us. No, they're going to be just doing it to do it, to get their streaks and stuff. So the more people,
Exactly.
the more content is flowing, and then pretty soon everybody's feed touch grass. Well,
Yeah,
I guess I want to do this too.
This is gonna go bananas.
Yeah.
I feel like I just found it. I mean,
Yeah, and that's the cool thing.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the cool thing about this too is is as a project, right? The first thing people come to you with is like, hey, can I raid? Can I shield? Can I do this? All these things, right? And I love it. It's
Mm-hmm.
literally saved me probably so many hairs on my head. But it's just like, hey, don't ask me to raid, chill, be an engagement leader, whatever you call it. Get started with proof of grass. Because if you can show me that you can build a streak in proof of grass, then we can have a conversation. Because then you're showing me
Mm.
that you can consistently post, you're engaging with the community. So that's the beautiful thing of it is when I'm looking for people for opportunities within our community, all I have to do is look at the leaderboard. There's a guy that posted 120 days in a row. So you don't think I'm going to go to him first versus this random
Wow.
guy in the DMs?
Yeah.
What, like it's almost like a resume as well for consistency. So I look down that leaderboard and it's like, yeah, this guy's going to be the guy that combs through all the posts on X to make sure people are posting what they need to. This is the guy that's going to be the spotlight person who spotlights people within the community. Like it speaks for itself. So I love that. That saved me so much time and stress is when people come to me looking for opportunities. I'm like, get started with proof of grass, show that you're consistent with that, and then we can have a conversation. But outside of that, I just go to the leaderboard.
That's brilliant. So when you're I was thinking about this the entire time. When your grandkids Google proof of grass, what do you hope they read? If Google's if Google's still around, because I can see this lasting decades of a millennia, like even if we live that long, if the earth can keep going. But what do you think they're gonna read when they put proof of grass? Because this is gonna last forever. Believe me.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't want to have like this dystopian kind of apocalyptic viewpoint on things, but I
No.
do think as we come to be a more advanced and technology dependent civilization, that it really is going to be, it's like I picture like that one tree that's in some kind of like thing that's conserving it, right? Because there's no other trees left. This is like the last one on the planet, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like I think eventually, we're gonna just destroy the Earth to that point. Hopefully, we reverse that cycle and kind of get with the time. But that's what I think is like, hey, this is gonna become something, and I've already seen it. It's actually interesting when I did research. Is there is a touch grass trend for Airbnb, for example, where there are specific locations like Airbnbs that are in very dominant or tree dominant
Oh.
nature areas that people are like wanting to get away from the city. And I think
Mhm.
that this is going to be something that kind of continues to grow with that as we get more AI and phones and tablets and
Mm-hmm.
chips and all these
Mhm.
different Neuralink and all these things, that there's going to be that movement that's like, man, what, like, do we really need all this? Like, can't we just go outside and like go fish and go plant things that we need to eat and to be able to sustain ourselves? I think it's going to get to that point to where people really are just wanting to get outside and get away from all this constant stimulation and everything that's going on. I just think that's what they're going to see is, hey, we built something that preserved that and made it something that wasn't that maybe at one point wasn't the norm, right? Because it's with what we're pushing now, it's even like people are like, oh, you're not grinding, or oh, touch grass, can't do that, need to be on X for 20 hours. Like, that's not a flex to me. My flex is you're able to balance yourself, you're able to take care of your family, get all your things done, and still have that time to like enjoy nature and things around you. So I think they're gonna see something that was created, that was built to preserve that, and just really get back to basics. Well, what do we really need as human beings? It's not all this stuff that we have. It's really just the basics, and nature is one of those components.
Mm-hmm.
Well said, sir. I was gonna ask you what would you say to the internet if you had 60 seconds to all of the crypto world why they should pick this over whatever 40,000 there are, and you just said it. I mean, it's back to basics. It's back to humanity. If we were stripped of everything we have, that we are one with the earth and nature is what we need to get back to. We have to ground. We have to not be distracted by these other things so much that we forget to tap into our original makeup. So well said. I think you answered all the rest of my questions with just that. So
Awesome.
The
can
algorithm is already favoring like real content now,
Yeah.
you know, versus all this, you know, AI
Agreed.
stuff. So yeah, you're just basically building a
Yeah.
machine that's going
And
to
that's
get
what I
bigger
love
and bigger
too.
and bigger.
Is
Yeah.
it's been able to allow us to reach out to people that I feel like other projects can't. Right. I have people that we've discussed different things with in the DMs that is literally maybe just a older lady who likes to go outside and has a garden, right? It's something she can relate with, right? Maybe she's not into buying the token or whatever, but she's still using proof of grass. We've had people use proof of grass, and then once they hit these different milestones to earn the rewards at these different streaks, they're like, hey, they're like, I don't even want the rewards. I just do it for
Right.
fun.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
Yeah.
like, okay, we can have conversations with people like that where another project is, what are you going to say to that person? And I think that's what really makes us special in that sense. And I love it because I like just to talk and network and build relationships. And we've been able to do that with just all kinds of people based on us building TouchGrass because we're not limited in that way. We're not trying to sell people a token. We're trying to get people to more so develop a lifestyle and understand what it is we're trying to push. And it's something that's positive and healthy. So it's something that people can pick up a lot sooner and quicker than some of the other stuff in this space.
Well said, sir. The movement is the reward.
Exactly.
For each individual human being, the tokenomics of it and the whole, you know, we have to make money to feed each other, and it's just like you have to do that part of it, so it's necessary. But the action part of it of just touching grass is the reward. So I'm
Exactly.
fully impressed. I'm so thankful and, you know, honored that you took the time to come on and explain. I hope this spreads like wildfire because it is something that as humanity we've gotten out of touch with, and we really
It's cool.
we can only benefit from it. There's nothing bad here. I don't see any downside, not really. So if this spreads worldwide and this just becomes such a big movement that I think it could be and will be, what is something that you're just not willing to compromise on? Like, has there been anything that you're like, no, I have a certain standard, I won't do this, that, or the other?
Mm, I would say, I mean, anything that gets away from the main mission. I feel like the mission here is to get people outside. So anything that exposes us to that, that's not going to allow that to happen. That's something that we would just not want to be with. And I think that's the beautiful part with Touch Grass is there's enough real estate out there for us to do what we
Mm-hmm.
need to do and just stay in our own lane. Like I think of different partnerships and stuff with local businesses. And the beautiful thing is, I was explaining this on a space the other day with Proof of Grass, is these big companies typically they're looking for active audiences. They're looking at these numbers, right? And DAUs is daily active users, and that's something that we have with Proof of Grass. So think
Mm-hmm.
about it. A workplace, a business is like, hey, we have this new wellness initiative and we want to make sure our employees are getting outside and being consistent with touching grass. Guess what? I got something for you. Proof of grass. Think about a situation in which there's a major brand or maybe a small business that's trying to get access to people that do outdoor content or just enjoy going outside. Guess what? We have 1,000 users on this application. I can put your product on the front of Proof of Grass, and that's going to get you visibility on to the audience that you want to be exposed to because this is what we're built on. So that's what excites me, is really just the potential of proof of
Mm,
grass, and what that does in turn for the token, and just continuing to build out. I mean, I love NFTs as well. So that sun character that you see, we're
Mm-hmm.
actually working on our NFT collection for our third one on Solana. That's going to be that character, because that's our main character for our project. So we have a pretty cool collection that we're going to be putting out by the end of the year. No rush on it. And that's going to be a character that we put out for the NFT space. So I'm just excited, really, to be a part of this, and it be something that's just positive. Like, it's clean. It's something you can go to sleep
mm,
on.
mm.
It's something that you can wake up on. It's something you can talk to your friends and family about and not feel weird or feel like it's vulgar. Which,
Yeah.
it's clean, right? I can talk to my parents
Mm-hmm.
about this, and they're like, "Oh, okay, this is cool." Like, there's a lot of things I wouldn't talk to my parents about that I see on the timeline. So I'm
Yeah.
just glad to be a part of something like that, and it's something positive that's going to make a difference.
It's pretty cool. I was scrolling through here and I saw somebody posted one that said like day 100 that they've been touching grass. So that's their streak,
Yeah,
I'm guessing.
yeah,
So
yeah. It's pretty crazy.
yeah,
So
right here.
we have, I think
Wow.
we're about to hit 5,000 proof of grass posts. So that's 5,000 posts that people have put on the timeline already since we launched proof of grass, and we have five people who are above 100 days. So, and I know them by name. So we have Like It's My Last, which is that picture right there. We
Mm-hmm.
have Carrie. We have Dre, Cato, as well as a community member. His name is 100 Eyes. And they're all 100+ days, which means they were here
Wow.
since day one of the platform being launched. And I
Wow.
can tell you, day one was something completely, compared to what it is now. It's not even in the same atmosphere. So yeah, we have people since day one who have not lost a day yet, and are, I think today is day 116 or 117
Uh-huh.
in the protocol.
Wow.
And there's five people who are there, and then we have layers, right? There's people that are about to hit 100 days. There's some at 90, 80, 70, 60, 50, all the way down to day one. So it's cool to
That's
see that progression and see people kind of build their
Mm-hmm.
status and all these things within the platform. So people are dedicated to this.
How do they for the normies, like when they download the app, how does the like rewards work and all of that?
that's
Mhm.
what I was gonna
Yeah.
ask. For the normies,
Yeah.
Yeah.
is it an app or is it
Mm-hmm.
on X? It's an app?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so how it is it is a web page, so it's proofofgrass.app, but we do
Mm.
have it to where you can add it to your home screen, so it's not full app functionality like it's in the App Store.
Mm-hmm.
Well, once we
Oh.
get to a more a higher user base, we'll go over to that, because there's a lot of cost and maintenance and things that
Mm-hmm.
come with that. But
Mm.
it is to where you can add it to your home screen, and I wish I had my phone, I would show,
I'll
but it
do
has
it.
our logo on the home screen. It says Proof of Grass. And what that does is when they tap it, it just takes them directly to the app.
Mm-hmm.
But what is on there is, so once you get to these milestones, you have what right now is day 10, 20, 30, 50, and 100 are the first five milestones. So what happens is right now we're doing it manually because we review the post. That's what's really important for us, is that it's quality.
Mm-hmm.
Because crypto Twitter, there's people that post selfies, there's people that post pictures of their dinner plate, there's people that post pictures of literally them being inside. that's
Yeah.
that's not touchgrass. So we do a manual review with the team every week before we distribute rewards, because we do that weekly every Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
So we go through, we review the post, and then from there, we have the Solana wallet addresses from those users, because you're able to connect your wallet. It's just a approved transaction. We don't have any kind of access to your funds. It's just to verify that you own that wallet.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, we're able to distribute rewards via airdrops to the community members after they've done that wallet connect there. So that's what we do every Sunday. So you'll see that we'll post a big thing. It's sent out 1.5 million touchgrass, and all of our updates, that we'll do that on Sunday. So
Wow.
that's how that works.
So they get
Okay.
rewarded in the native token then?
Correct. So we have it built out differently. So Day 10, and this is all subject to change. I always let people know this because as we move in market cap and things like that, we have to adjust it. So we have it at fixed dollar amounts, not token amounts.
Mm-hmm.
So for example, day 10, you get $5 worth of tokens. Day 20, you get $10 worth of tokens. Day 30, you actually get access to one of our NFTs, and we give that to you for free. And that's almost like, okay, you put in a month worth of work. Here's the NFT. You can represent our community now. You have a little bit of exposure to our token. It's up to you if you hold that or not. But if you're smart, what you'll do is you'll take those tokens we rewarded you with, and you'll buy yourself a shield immediately to protect your streak just in case something happens. And that's what we see a lot of people do is they get these rewards and then they just put it right back into the system because they're more concerned about their streak versus their rewards right then and there, which is $10 or $15. So we have it built out differently at these different milestones. Some are NFTs, some are tokens, some are Solana. As we get into some of the higher ones, we're going to have it to where we have like care packages. So we'll send you nature gear or merch for TOUCHGRASS. So there's going to be some different ones we build in as we continue to hit some of these higher milestones.
So it's proofofgrass.com. I'm not seeing it.
Proofofgrass.app.
Oh, .app. You said that. That was my bad.
Yeah, I bet you're gonna have some pretty competitive people. Like I want to be number one.
Yeah,
people
being
fighting
me.
for the top. I know
I'm
she's
going
super
for it. I'm
competitive.
already. Proofofgrass.app.
I'm telling you, it's one of those things is mess up somebody's streak or something happens to where there's an error and you have somebody with 100+ day streak. I've never seen someone send so many DMs to me. So it's one of those things, people are attached to those streaks for sure, and they're competitive. But I love that. I'm a competitive person, and I think iron sharpens iron. So if we're all trying to be better in our community, that's just going to raise us to that standard to where we're just great. And we have so many different things that we do. Like we have a community spotlight. So we will spotlight the person who's talked about TOUCHGRASS the most in spaces, the person who's talked about TOUCHGRASS the most just on the timeline, the person who's made the best content, so memes, animation, videos, we spotlight them. We also have one to where we spotlight just a community MVP, maybe somebody who's educating people on how to use the platform, onboarding, all these different things. Like we spotlight those community members, a different community member every single week. So there's so many different ways to earn and really just be spotlighted in the community. And I'm telling you, these people, they're competitive. They're like, oh, I don't understand how I lost. I put up 15 memes. He put up 14 memes. I don't understand why he has more grass score than me. So we get a little bit of everything, but that shows that people are invested. And that's what I love to see is people actually care about something.
And creative. Like I bet you probably get some pretty creative submissions.
Yeah, what are the parameters? What are the rules? I don't want to do it wrong. I can't touch concrete and it count, right?
Yeah, so the rules are how we have it set up is as long as it's outdoor content, as long as you're outside, it could be grass. We have some people who love showing off their feet. So they put their feet in the grass. So that's their thing every single day. We have people that put their pets, them walking their dogs. So definitely if you look up #ProofOfGrass, that'll give you a really good representation of kind of the different content that's being put out there, because it's a little bit of everything. But we just say as long as it's outside, it's nature based, then we're good with that. Like it doesn't have to be you touching grass. It doesn't have to be you showing your face. As long as you're outside and you're showing some kind of outdoor content, like you actually went outside, then we're going to be cool with that. And once again, we review it all the time. There's some people that just don't know how to play by the rules. There's the feet. We got flowers in there. We got a little bit of everything. So like I said, as long as you're outside, then that's our biggest thing. Just touch grass and we'll be good.
Nice.
Where does the like day 25 and all that, is that automatically done? Is that built in?
Yeah. So we have the back end built out. So it's a streak-based system. So it's kind of like an algorithm. And there they have to go through some certain things, but it's really easy. So with proofofgrass.app, what you do is you go to the app, You sign in with your username, and the thing is, it's a username because we are multi-platform. So
Mm-hmm.
it's either X or Instagram right now. And you'll log in with your specific name. It'll bring up your stats for you because all that stuff is logged and kept in the back end. So really all you do is go in, log in under your username, submit your proof of grass, which is just you uploading an image. It's going to generate that card that you see that has the day, and then it's a one button click, and it will create the post for you. It does all the hashtags for you, and it attaches the result card for you too. So all you have to do is hit post, and
Wow.
then it's going to post it to the
Okay.
timeline. It's going to lock in your streak. So it takes about 30 seconds, and that's how it's supposed to be. We don't want someone fiddling on their phone 10 minutes outside trying to get proof of grass. So that's how we have it set up. It's really easy to do, takes less than 30 seconds. And then every day that you go in there and do it, it just starts building your streak up.
Man, I'm
Nice.
I'm super jealous of Pissin wherever he
Yeah.
has this shot here. I'm like,
Oh,
oh,
pissing.
that
Yeah.
looks like heaven.
Man, I'm telling you, I get jealous too. Some people put some beautiful stuff out there.
Man,
I'm like, man, where do you live? But
yeah.
Yeah.
there's so much stuff out there. Some people have like just beautiful land. There's some that, are at the beach, and it's all kinds of stuff out there. So, and I
Hmm.
Hmm.
think that's what's cool about it is it really lets you see stuff from around the world that you probably would never see, right? I'm
Hmm.
seeing stuff in Europe. I'm seeing stuff in Africa. I'm seeing stuff in Australia, stuff in Asia. Like I would never see that stuff unless I go over there. But
Yeah.
you're seeing all these different things, and I think that's pretty cool to see. It's just different lifestyles and just different stuff that's out there.
This is going
Yeah.
to be
Yeah, those are those two
massive
grasshoppers.
for Instagram because what you're creating too is something that everybody's going to wake up in the morning and see what new photos are coming up on Instagram, daily or whatever. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're going to get
and that
addicted to it.
ties really into the new feature that we built out, and it's called Field Guides. So it's something that I would say is kind of comparable to go outside and look for these certain things. So we have like Pokemon Go, right?
Yeah.
It's something to where we're putting out these specific collections, and to get the badge and the reward that's attached to that collection, you have to
Mhm.
upload 10 proofs that include a flower, but they have to be 10 different flowers.
Mhm.
Or it has to be 10 different sky scenes. So maybe sunset, sunrise, rainbow, cloudy, rainy. But we have these different collections, and that's more so intentional. Is like the people that really want to get involved and put some more variety out there, they're going to have some special collections to where it's like, hey, you got to get these 10 different images in this category, get that uploaded, get it fixed. You're going to get a badge, you're going to get a reward, and then you're going to be able to flex that as well to X, Instagram. Like, hey, I got this badge and no one else has that, right? And then now everybody else is going to try to get that badge too. So we just try to make it fun and try to hit all these different things and kind of combine things that have worked, and it's cool to see because people really are really buying into it and having fun with it, and we're seeing some really cool content come out.
I
Yeah.
love it. It's benefiting their frame of mind and their peace, and it's benefiting the project. And it's just such a great, I mean, multi beneficial platform. And congratulations for pulling it off and for having it last this long. I mean, there's nothing that really is going to slow it down other than everybody's phone breaking, but then they'll still be touching grass. So that part will come in.
Yeah, I think you're past the, like in business, if you can make it past 2 years, you're pretty
Yeah.
much going to do good. So to go a year in
Mhm.
Web3, like, yeah.
Congrats.
Hmm.
This is impressive and inspiring. And I know I'm ready to, I don't want this to
Thank you.
end, but I also want it to end so I can start my streak. I'm like, I gotta go, you guys. I'm
Hmm.
stuck in here. So thanks for that. Thanks for inspiring me.
Yes. Yes. And I always want to put this out there as well. It is UTC time, so we don't have to deal with time zones. So you'll definitely want to make sure you kind of know your 24 hours because for
Mm.
me, the day ends at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I have to make sure I get my stuff in before then, which I got my stuff in today, so I'm good. So that's the thing is
Oh,
it is on UTC time. So you just want to make sure that you're getting your stuff in or sorry, it's on UTC time. So you'll just want to make sure that you're getting your stuff in before that 24-hour window, because some people will think it's 12 to 12, but it's UTC time. So you'll want to make sure you know kind of what that time zone is specifically for you.
Oh, so it's too late now. So our best time would probably be the morning, huh?
So right now, so if you started right now, you could technically start your day one, but you wouldn't be able to do day two until 24 hours from now
Oh,
because
gotcha.
you've already submitted. So you're 23 minutes into the new day.
Okay. So ours ends at 5. Okay. Got it. All right. Thanks. I feel like this is very important now. I'm on a mission. Well, thank you.
Yeah, and I try to get people to understand it too because it is a little bit different. We actually put out something called a sunset pass, which also requires TOUCHGRASS, which allows you to get an extra 2 hours to submit, just in case something happens. You're trying to save your streak, and I don't know, something happens to the car or whatever. Someone calls you, you got to take the
Nice.
call, and you're getting close to that deadline. We have something called a sunset pass, which will give you a couple more hours to submit your proof, so you don't have to worry about getting reset for that day. So we know that's something that people have expressed. So we just try to build solutions to feedback from people. It's like, okay, how can we make it more easy for people? Because the last thing we want is people to have their streaks reset. Like that personally hurts me when I see somebody with a high streak go back to day one. I'm like, man, you should have had a shield. Like I hate to see people get reset after so much time in the protocol. But we try to build out some of these solutions to make it easier for people.
Yeah, it's like playing a video game without a save point. And you're getting all the way to like level 30, and then I'm not gonna start all the way back. Yeah,
No, gracias.
Yeah. It's like, where's that save point?
Well, Sean, right?
Right.
It's Sean, right? Yeah.
That's it.
Well, Sean, it has been an honor and a joy, and I wore yellow in honor of you and your PFP, and I'm ready to go outside and do my first one. And just thank you for coming on, taking the time, inspiring all of us, and giving us something to aspire to every day, and just check in with Mother Earth, check in with our, grounding and making sure that we do it on purpose. So it's been a lovely hour getting to meet you and your project, and I just couldn't be more thrilled.
Yeah, thank you for taking the time.
Yeah.
This is definitely something way unique compared to most of the stuff out there, and this is super early, and I already know people are gonna get competitive and just like with like the streaks, and that's just how it is. So it's just gonna make a generator of like cool content for all the other social medias, where people are gonna want to like, well, how do I do that? Like, how did he get to level 50? I want to do that. So it's very smart.
Yep, for all the gamers. So thank you, sir. And
no, definitely. I appreciate it, and this has been great. I mean, I always love getting up here and talking about something I'm passionate about, and both of you all are great too. I see what you all do on the timeline and what you all do to support, your projects and things like that. So I think it's been a long time coming. I'm glad we were able to do this, and I'm always open. I'm always open if there's any questions or whatever. I'm always here and available, and all about just spreading the good word out here about what we're building. So I definitely appreciate the time, the platform. It's been great. And just love what you guys are doing too. So I just wanted to show my appreciation and give you all your flowers too.
Thank you. And we'll have to touch base on TOUCHGRASS in a couple of months and see your progress and celebrate with you. So I hope you have time for that.
Of course. I'll make sure I make time for it.
Right on. All right.
Where's the best place that you want? Is it X to discover it, or where's the best place for the normies?
Where do we go?
Yeah, I would say X. Yeah, I would say X is going to be the best place to go. I mean, you can go to any of our social media. We try to make it super simple to where it's just the platform name and then TOUCHGRASS. So for example, X TOUCHGRASS, TikTok TOUCHGRASS, IG TOUCHGRASS, YouTube TOUCHGRASS. But X is going to be really where we have more so that meme content, our community content. And then Instagram, we're starting to build into that as well. So I would say X is going to be the best place to reach out to us, and then get kind of tapped in with our community.
Cool.
Nice. All right.
And the NFTs right now, what's the going price on minting those out?
Yeah, so we had our first collection, the Grass Touchers on Solana, which are completely minted out. Those are about 0.5 Solana a piece, I believe. On the floor, I would have to double check and see. And those you're able to actually stake for TOUCHGRASS. So that's a way for you just to passively earn TOUCHGRASS from staking those. And then we have our second collection, which are the Screen Touchers, which of course is kind of like the anti-collection. And we're actually transitioning those over to Solana. We launched that on a different blockchain on BNB, but BNB just kind of has some of these hurdles and stuff that it's just hard with NFTs. We kind of shot for the moon and it didn't work out. So we're going back to the drawing board, and we're actually going to relaunch that on Solana. And those are about, I think, 0.2 Solana is going to be the mint price for those. So definitely that's going to be something that we're putting out within the next week, actually. So there's going to be a lot of content around that launch, that relaunch. So yeah, just if you stay up to date with our X and stay there, we're going to be posting all about those collections and stuff over the next few weeks.
Very cool. Very cool. And I have an idea for you. I'm going to tell him about it, and then we'll message you. But I'm going to keep it a secret for now. But thank you again. And,
okay.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Appreciate it. Big round of applause.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
It's a great project.
Awesome.
Oh.
We're clapping again.
Yeah.
All right.
Wow.
Well, sir, you have a lot of fans coming in the YouTube chat, and we'll let you take a look at those after. But thanks again, and
nice.
And take care, and good looking out for the entire world on this one.
Yeah, I could see this taking off.
It's
Surely for the content alone,
yeah.
everybody's going to be excited to be a part of that.
Oh yeah.
Try to see how far they can get, and it'll be cool to see an account with so many like original pieces of content that is not AI.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
No AI.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
Cool.
All right.
Well, appreciate it again.
Yes. Take care.
But no, I definitely appreciate it. Yeah, you guys have a great night, and I'll definitely be catching up with you guys.
All right. Sounds good. Well, there you have it, folks.
Wow, I think I didn't stop smiling the entire time. I only ate one M&M.
Wow.
I was very, I was enthralled because this is like, my kids now need this, you know? I have a couple of sets of kids. The 26 and 24-year-old, they didn't have to deal with all this, but the ones now are like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's cool to kind of like
grass.
You're still kind of like gamifying it, but it's forcing you to go outside and be creative. Because like now I'm like, ooh, I want to be creative. I already thought of a way to touch grass and still chill. So I'll tell you about that on the
I could hear
Yep.
your wheels turning. I was like, oh, they're about to smoke on fire over here. I could hear them. We're both like.
Yep. Yep, because it's like a way to play, and well, you'll see. You'll be like, oh, okay. Which I think a lot of other projects in Web3 will probably do the same thing. Know what I'm saying?
Well, I was gonna read some of the chats, but I mean, they're his fans.
Yeah.
So we'll let him read those later.
Cool.
Okay, fam. Well, tomorrow, our next project, Thursday, is.
I think we're gonna have Pokaho back on here.
Because we got to re-record.
Yeah.
Sometimes the tick be ticking.
What happened with that is we, instead of doing a live, we just did a regular recording, and I don't know for what reason it just was so glitchy that even putting it up, it was painful to watch. So we were like, you know what, let's just shoot a live like this, and it should be a lot better than the last time. Plus, I'm gonna hardwire the damn internet to the computer here instead of all of the
Hopefully TOUCHGRASS uploads perfully because this is such a good project. All right, guys. We love you. Do something nice for somebody today. You'll be
And
glad you did.
touch grass.
Yes.
And post it.
Yes.
Go get the app.
Follow.
Start
go follow.
it day one.
Well, it's not an app.
Well, kinda, yeah.
I
Go
know.
to it's right here.
Touchgrass.app.
It's right here on the X
page?
account. Yep, all the links. So they've got it pinned. So
Nice.
Yep. Cool.
Wow. All right. 2 more members of your community coming right up.
All right. Cheers. See you guys on Thursday.
Love you, fam.